Hello, my name is Kevin Matz. Today I'll be interviewing Penn State Schuylkill Police Services Officer Matt Dunn. The purpose of this interview is to provide insight on the Penn State Schuylkill Police Services for the faculty and students of Penn State. Officer Dunn, please tell me a little bit about the police services and the role of the department in the Penn State community.
Well, Kevin, police services are here to help provide a safe environment for our faculty and students here on the campus. We handle everything from issuing parking passes to actually making criminal arrests. All of our officers here go through the same training as any other police officer in the state of Pennsylvania, and the only difference is our jurisdiction happens to be this campus rather than a city, state, or borough. One thing that more recently has changed in police services is we've kind of changed our approach a little bit to we're community policing, right? And what's involved in community policing is just that. It's community based, and here on the campus, community for us primarily means our dorms. So the police, we have a higher presence in our dorms. It's more than just taking a lap around in the cruiser. It's walking. It's more so like a foot beat, like a cop in a city would have. Walking around, interacting with the residents in the dorms, and trying to actually have positive encounters with people rather than every time the police show up, it's usually because something's wrong, But that's one of the major changes recently within the department.
What resources do the police services rely on a daily basis?
Well, here on the campus, we work collaboratively with all departments, everything from student affairs to the business office and everything in between. Outside of that, we also have relationships with our surrounding communities, mostly say Orwigsburg and Schuylkill Haven, where they do assist us on an as-needed basis here on the campus. And also our state police too. They're there if we need them for assistance, and we also utilize their crime lab.
What recommendations do you have for students and faculty regarding keeping faculty and students safe? Any tips?
Well, there's a lot of obvious things. Walking groups at night, keep your doors locked, things like that. Always for commuters at nighttime, we encourage people to actually park down here closer to the classrooms rather than out in the student lot, just to make the walk a little shorter and create a little safer environment. For first-year students coming here, I would recommend that they're new to the area most times, sometimes not, but I'd recommend actually learning as much as you possibly can about the campus and what resources are here for you to draw on. There's, our student affairs department does a ton of things for our student body that I actually think a lot of students aren't aware of and don't take advantage of them. So that would be one thing that I would recommend, because I do see a lot of students who get frustrated. Maybe they're bored, maybe they don't know they can get a ride to the mall, or just things like that. That if they get familiar with what Penn State has to offer, make their life a little easier. Another thing I would definitely recommend is that if you are the victim of or witness a crime, absolutely please come to the campus police and report it. We have a lot of things that sometimes they don't get reported for days later, or go unreported altogether. And just the fact of that time lapse can delay things quite a bit, or may even risk losing evidence, things like that. So if you're a victim or a witness, certainly report any kind of crimes or even suspicious activity. Another recommendation I have, and this is for everybody, is that just about everybody today has a fancy cell phone, a laptop, MP3s, iPod, whatever, right? One of the more important things you can do is record those serial numbers off of those items, because oftentimes they're lost or stolen, and people don't know, well, it was my phone. But, some people don't even know the model number. Right? If you have those things, and especially that serial number, because that serial number can be entered into a database and tracked, and should it ever show up again somewhere else, it can actually be retrieved and, maybe even prosecute somebody for the crime if it was actually stolen.
Officer Dunn, I would like to thank you for providing us with this insight regarding police services. You can contact police services at 570-385-6144, and remember, please dial 911 in an emergency situation.